first, I think we'll start with the board members. We're going to pick on Artis first. Where's Artis? There he is. There's a gift over here. Hang on a second. So Artis has been on the hospital board for 9 years, and he's been board chair for 5 years. He put up with me the entire time that I've been here. And we want to recognize him and appreciate and thank him for his service. We have a little gift for you. Buddy. It was interesting because when I got here, Artis was board chair, Brandon Mack was chief of staff, and we had some issues when I first got here. Oh, really? And one of those issues that he and I and Brandon got involved with, which is just to give you an idea how vastly different things are here. I wasn't here probably a month, and a letter was sent to the newspaper from the medical staff of a vote of no confidence for the board of directors. So Brandon and I and Artis had to deal with that, and the board and the medical staff. We got them all in one room on a Saturday and put them all in there. Nobody could leave. And they gave the meeting to me, which was a hell of a risk because I was not unpacked yet. And they gave the meeting to me and said, you have no dog in this fight, but we have to fix this problem. And we did. That day we fixed that problem. We wrote policies. We did everything else that would never happen again. And with all these, everything changes in board members, all these new positions, etc., we have never had a problem anywhere even like that, even close. Because the relationship between them has been so close since then that it's inconceivable that it could happen. But that's how he and I got to be introduced to one another, and it was a kind of an interesting deal.
And I helped John back.
Yes, you did. And you're next to be recognized, buddy. This is Dr. Robert Wallendorf. Dr. Wallendorf's been on the board, we think 9.5, 10 years. He's right in there with Artis.
Right in there with Artis.
And Artis his term ends summer next year. And then he'll make some decisions at that point in time. Doc has retired from the board, finished his term.
When he retires, you're going to get me back on?
I don't think your family's going to go.
What the hell?
But we did recognize Doc when he retired and left the board, and he brought along his recognition plaque. We have a nice plaque for him, and he brought that along. We really appreciate Doc. Doc is a good friend of mine because when I got here, my son and I drove out, and Doc had the house ready. Doc met us at the house, and Doc saw to it that we moved in, were taken care of, and checked in on regularly, and I won't ever forget that. Well, thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Okay, so Doc got his gifts, Artis got his gifts, so now we're going to pester Tom Spicer for a minute, Dr. Tom Spicer. Well, we got to tell you that story. He is Dr. Tom Spicer. You know, all of you know he's plastic and reconstructive surgery. But he used to kind of get irritated at me sometimes at board meetings because I was supposed to call him Tom. But I kind of struggled with that when he was one of my board members and a physician. So what do you want me to call you today?
Whatever you want.
Call him doctor.
So,
Your Highness works at home.
okay. I'm not going to. So Tom was on our board for one tour of duty, if you would.
A year and a half, 2 years.
Yep. And we really appreciated him very much. His insights and things that he brought to the board as a physician. Really practiced here for years was very, very important. And I don't know how many times I heard Tom say how different and how much things had advanced here in the number of years since Tom had retired. Tom retired right before I started. And we sincerely missed him on the board. And we have a little gift for you too, Tom, in recognition of your support of the hospital. Let me get a piece of physicians. And it's not like I don't know them, but it'll be easier. So you know who you are, the 6 physicians. There are 5 of you are available. One is, and I'll explain, he's got an emergency. Could the 5 of the new physicians come up here with me, please?
Well, there's 3 of them.
Well, there actually is 3 new ones, but these are the newest of the new. So, they're rolling in. All right. So when I say your name, raise your hand. So first, Dr. Zach Nicholas. Zach is right there. Zach is a radiation oncologist, and indeed we're pleased to have him and his family here. Dr. Raul Pawak. Raul is a nephrologist. He's a good-looking guy. He has a wonderful wife who is in residency, neurology residency. And if he likes it here, then she joins us in a couple years and we'll have a full-time neurologist. So we're really excited about that possibility. Let's make sure he likes it here. Dr. Alan Brown. Alan's a pediatrician, and he joins Melissa Gowans and Bird Gilmartin and Bill Surratt. And we're really happy to have, happy to have all of you and your families here. But Alan, thank you for coming. Jolene, Dr. Jolene. Jolene is occupational medicine and environmental medicine physician. She's lived and trained in things close to us. She's trained at the University of Utah. Jolene, it's just, I got to tell a little bit of a story about Jolene because she'll tolerate it. The Enterprise Committee is a committee of the Enterprise Committee of the Rock Springs Chamber of Commerce. It's where all the big industries are at. And so I wanted to introduce Jolene to the industry, so I took her with me. I couldn't get her out of the room because as they got to know who she was, they were actually immediately talking to her about consultations and problems and things that they were having. And she was communicating all these issues that needed to be dealt with and taken care of. And they didn't want her to go. So she's been really working hard with our other OCMED providers to get things going so that we have the biggest and best OCMED program in multi-state regions. Right, Joey? Absolutely. Let's see who we have next. Jacques Denker. Jacques is an orthopedic surgeon, sports medicine. And we're really glad to have him join. He joined Dr. Jeff Johnson and Dr. Joe Oliver, and we appreciate him being here. And here's the guy who had the emergency that we didn't think was going to get here in time. This is Dr. Justin Chow. And Justin is a psychiatrist. What he maybe didn't know, and maybe still doesn't know, but he's going to know now, is in the western half of the state of Wyoming, he is one of 2 psychiatrists in all of the western states.
At least the second best.
So please, just from here on, you've got some wonderful looking food. This is a social event. Just get some food, have some fun, say hi to the doctors, say thank you to the board members, and have a good time. Thank you very much. Both boards, we got Al Harris from the Foundation Board. So both boards and Charlie, why don't the boards and the doctors please go through first, and then everybody can follow, and then you can.